Hello dear students, welcome back to the NCERT Science class of 9th standard. Dear students, in the previous class, we have started the study of atoms and molecules. See dear students, here we have studied the meaning of atom. Atom is the smallest particle of matter which is unable to divide again further. You can take any states of matter and is the very smallest particle of matter. And also we have the meaning of matter. And after this one, dear students, there we have studied the two laws of chemical combinations. The atoms, these are the atoms, is the smallest particle of matter which is unable to divide, and the number of atoms combines, they form the state of matter, and they based on the combination, the way of combination, there are two laws are there, that these laws are commonly called as laws of chemical combinations. Next, dear students, in case of laws of chemical combination, there are two laws are there. The first one is the law of conservation of mass. The first one is law of conservation of mass. It means we can define the law of conservation of mass, that is the mass neither will create nor be destroyed. Mass neither will create nor be destroyed. That is called as the first law. Or also we can say the statement of the atom, that is atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. Yes. The next two, dear students, after this one we have studied the second law, that is law of constant proportion. See, the number of atoms of same elements combines, they form a state of matter, and also the number of atoms of different elements, they combine for a compound. See, based on the combination, see what happens for the formation of a molecule. For the formation of molecule, two or more elements has to be combined. See, for example, oxygen atoms combines the form oxygen molecule. This one is oxygen molecule. See, carbon plus oxygen molecule combines the form carbon dioxide. Yes. See here what happens. For the formation of molecule, the atoms of the two different elements, or for the formation of a molecule of same elements, the atoms of the same elements has to combine on the basis of their proportion. Based on the proportion that is defined by the second law, that is law of constant proportion. See, the law of constant proportion is defined as, for the formation of, see, in a chemical substance, the elements are always present in a definite proportion. The C is going to tell us the chemical substance. In a chemical substance, the elements are always present in a definite proportion. In a chemical substance, for example, suppose here H2O, this is a chemical substance in which the elements are present in a definite proportion. In a definite proportion, the elements are present in a definite proportion. It means 2:1. Isn't it? This would present in that way, then only it is possible to form a compound, that is defined by the second law, that is law of constant proportion. Yes, law of constant proportion is defined as, in a chemical substance, the elements are combined in a definite proportion. In a chemical substance, second law, the law means the second law states that, the second law, that is law of constant proportion, state that in a chemical substance the elements are combined in a definite proportion. In a chemical substance the elements are combined in a definite proportion. Yes. Next, dear students, along with that we have studied the Dalton's atomic theory. Dalton's atomic theory. A British scientist John Dalton proposed a theory that is called as the atomic theory. See, he has given the postulates. The first postulate: all matter is made up by very tiny particles, a very smallest particle. All the states of matter, including solid, liquid, gas, all the states of matter, they are made up by the smallest particle, that is called as the atom. The atoms are indivisible particles. The atoms are indivisible particles that is unable to divide. The next, which cannot be created nor be destroyed. atoms are indivisible particles. First postulate, that is atoms are smallest particle of matter. The atoms are indivisible particle and it is highly possible to create an atom and also it is highly possible to destroy an atom. Yes. Next, third postulate, the atoms of the given elements are identical in mass and chemical properties. The atoms of same elements having the same physical property, same chemical property, and also they are having the same masses. Yes, that it is told by the third postulate of the Dalton's theory or atomic theory. The fourth postulate, see, the atoms of different elements have the different physical and chemical property, and also their masses are different. See, that mass of the oxygen is something, for example, something you can take, and the mass of the carbon is also different. The mass of oxygen and the mass of carbon is totally different from one another. Isn't it? Then after this one, the related number and kinds of atoms are constant in a given compound. See, for example, in a given compound, the relative number of atoms are constant. For example, here in case of a water molecule, the relative atoms are constant forever. If we check the atoms in India, there we find that two molecules of hydrogen and two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen in India. And if you are going to check in the Europe countries and American countries, there also we will see that the same elements in a water molecule. Yes, it means it is a constant forever. Next, dear students, also we have studied the atoms. About the atoms, what is atom? In your textbook has given atom is a very smallest particle of matter. Atom is a very smallest particle of matter which is unable to divide further. Atom is a very smallest particle of matter. Yes. The next, size of the atom. Size of the atom. Size of the atom. Here, size of the atom. See, in case of nowadays, total 118 elements have been discovered. 118 elements have been. 118 elements have been discovered. Still now, all these elements are made up by the smallest unit called as the atoms, and these elements they combine to form the compound. And in these elements, see hydrogen, the elements like hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, yes, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, all these elements are made up by the atoms, and they are having this atomic size. Carbon atom is having its particular size. Nitrogen atom is having particular size. That is, we can say atomic radii or atomic diameter, atomic radius. There are particular size of the atoms are there. Hydrogen is the very smallest atom. Yes, and see here the different elements having the atoms. They are made up of the atoms. The group of same kinds of atoms combines to form element. Here in case of element, the group of elements, same kinds of atoms are there, and these elements having the particular size, and the sizes are different in different elements. The size of the atom is different in different atoms of different elements. See, suppose for example, the hydrogen atom is having the atomic radii. Suppose for example, atomic radii that is 1 angstrom unit. Then the atom of carbon that is 6 atoms in it. Yes. Then atom of oxygen may be different. The sizes of the atoms are different in different elements. The sizes are different in different elements, isn't it? Then after this one, dear students, after that the size of elements, when the scientists discovered the number of atoms, number of elements, suppose for example, till now 118 elements have been discovered. In all these elements, and the scientist gets a difficult task, and we are also getting a difficult task to remember all these the names of all these elements. Suppose for example, from if it begins with the hydrogen and see last 118 elements, it is very difficult to remember all the names of all the elements. Yes, for that scientists or the chemists, they combine and they come to a conclusion. It means we have to give a specific symbol to the elements. The first time scientist came, his name was Dalton. Dalton gave the symbols. John Dalton gave the symbols to the elements, the different elements. See the different symbols he has given in your textbook. He has given on the page number 33. On the page number 33, he has given the hydrogen. He has given the particular symbol that is denoted as a hydrogen. This one is a hydrogen. Yes. Then after this one, the phosphorus in that way. Phosphorus. And next, copper. Here. The next after this one, sulfur. Here. Yes. The next, iodine. Like this. Right. See, when the Dalton gave the names or the symbols, when Dalton gave the symbols to the atoms, that time very few elements was discovered. Near about 60, more than 60. That time he gave the symbols, that particular symbols. When you are seeing that on the side of the roads, you are giving the symbols of the ways or the road symbols. You are seeing the speed breaker symbols and corner symbols. Yes, the railway track symbols you are seeing. The different symbols you are seeing, and if it is less, we can remember all these symbols if its number is less, near about, for example, 10 to 15 symbols we can remember. If it is exceed near about 100, how we will remember all these symbols in such a way? It is very difficult to remember these names. So that's why what we have to do. Again scientists of different chemistry, they combine and they come to a conclusion that we have to give a standard symbols to the atoms of different elements. See all the elements, and they make the rules. They make the rules of naming the elements or giving the symbols to the elements. They make a particular rules for making the symbols. Scientists the scientists, they make the 4 rules for naming the elements. First rule, so that is, the elements are named or the symbols are given that is the first letter, first in a, that is first letter of the first capital letter. First capital letter, first capital letter, first capital letter of a name of the elements. Suppose for example hydrogen. In that way they have hydrogen. Instead of writing the whole word, that is the name in complete way, it is very difficult to remember and also to write in short formulas and all. It is very difficult. That's why they have taken, that is, instead of writing all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters, instead of this one, we have to take the capital letter, the first capital letter, that is H for the hydrogen. H for the hydrogen. And for carbon, we have to take C only. Yes? Instead of remembering the number of the different symbols, instead of this one, better to take the first letter, that should be a capital. Yes? Then again the scientists get the confusion. How to remember if the two elements they begins with the same letter? Suppose for example hydrogen begins with the H, and also helium, the second rule, that is if the two or more elements that begins with the same letter, that time what we have to do? See, for example, helium is also begins with the same letter. Then at that time, here also we are unable to give the helium H, because first rule we have to take the capital letter. If two or more elements that begins with the same letter, same first capital letter, that time what we have to do? We have to take the second small letter along with the first letter. If two or more elements they are begins with the same letter, at that time first we have taken the first capital letter, we have taken the whole. Then if the another element that is begins with the same letter, at that time we have to take the second small letter. Yes? Next, dear students, the third rule. The third rule, that is, we have to take the, see, in such case, two or more elements, they are having the same capital letter. Some elements they are having the same capital letter and same second letter also. Magnesium and manganese. See here, the first letter is also M. Here also first letter is M. Second letter is M. A. Here also A. And that time what we have to do? See, second only will be fail here. If we take the second small letter, here what happens? Both first and second letters are same. What we have to do? In such cases, we have to take the sounding letter. Which one? Sounding letter. See how magnesium, for the magnesium, G is a sounding letter. Mag means G is a sounding letter. Along with the M, along with the capital letter, we have to take the sounding letter G. For magnesium, Mg we are taking. For manganese, N is a sounding letter. That's why we will take Mn. Yes? First rule, we have to take the first capital letter. Second rule, if two or more elements starts with the same letter, at that time what we have to take? Second, along with the first capital letter, we have to take the second small letter. Then again we got the difficulties, that is two or more elements having the same elements, same capital letter and same small letter also, second letter also. That time again they made a rule, that is, at that situation we have to take a sounding letter. For magnesium, here in case of magnesium and manganese, both capital letter, first letters are same, second letter also same. In such cases, we have to take along with the capital letter have to take a sounding letter. We have to take a sounding letter. In case of magnesium, G is a sounding letter. In case of, that's why we have taken the symbol that is Mg for magnesium. And next for manganese, that's why we have taken the here N is a sounding letter. That's why we have taken the Mn. Yes. Next, dear students. After this one, fourth rule is there. Some elements are there. They have name, they have stored, or they have given the name with the Latin name, the Latin letter. See, for example, sodium. See, SO is, we are not taking the S, or also SD. We are not taking. Whether element is fixed. Sulfur monoxide, we can say. In such cases, yes, if you take SO, in such cases, some elements are there based on the discovery, and they have given the Latin names. Still now also we are naming with their Latin name, and we have given the symbols with their Latin names. For sodium, we have taken the Na. For sodium, we have taken Na. For sodium, we have taken Na. It means its Latin name is natrium. For potassium, we have taken the Kalium. This one is the sodium. We are telling sodium. Symbol Na. Its Latin name is natrium. For sodium, potassium. For potassium, we have taken K, that is kalium. Yes, like that. For mercury, the different names are there. For gold, the symbol is AU, that is arum. For silver, we have taken Ag, that is argentum. Like that, there are four rules are there for naming or for giving the symbols or chemical symbols for the elements. There are four rules are there for giving the symbols. Yes, the first one is, first we have to start with the capital letter. We have to give the symbol by taking the first capital letter. Yes. And second rule, that is, if two or more elements begins with the same capital letter, for example hydrogen and helium, in such cases we have to take the small letter, second small letter. And here again, two or more elements, they are having the same capital letter, same small letter. That time we have to take the sounding letter. That is third rule states. Then if again the fourth rule, that is few elements they are denoted with their Latin name by taking the symbols from their Latin name. For sodium, natrium. Then for potassium, kalium. Then next for gold, Au, arum, silver, argentum, lead, plumbum. Yes, like that they have given the symbols for the elements, isn't it? The different symbols they have given in your textbook. The number of elements they have given in the page number 34. That all should have the perfect. These are the most important elements they are given. That's why you have to remember with the symbols, and the remembering of the symbol is a key or the vertebral concept of chemistry, we can also say. Yes, the remaining we will study in the next video.